Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new video. So in this particular video we are going to create this chat application using React Native and Socket. So let's see what exactly we are going to build. So as you can see that this is our home screen, and here we will be having this welcome button. On click of this will basically navigate to this particular view. Now here, let's say if you are coming for the first time, so you have to register. So I'll give some name here, some dummy name, Rose, and if I click here login, so you can see that please register first. And if you're already registered, so for this one you don't have to register again, you just have to log in. Another very important point is that we are not going to use any backend or any database to store the user information. Currently we will be doing or managing every state from client side using context API. So we actually tried to keep everything very simple so that it will be very easy to understand. So now let's say if I give my name here and I'll try to log in, so you can see that I'll be already logged in, and these all are the groups that are already created. Now let's say I want to create a new group, so I'll give here for example Vue.js, and if I click here add, so this will be automatically added. Now if I now go back, so this is our message screen, and I'll type here hi Sangam this site. So if I now send this, so you can see that we'll be getting this message here. If I now go back, and this is the last message that we are having. Now on click of this logout, we'll go back to the home page. Now let's say if I now give some different name, let's say Ronak. If I now registered and go back, you can see that this is the last message that we are having. And if I click here, I'll give here hello, this is Ronak. If I now send this, you can see that this is the message, that current user message will be showing on the right side. If I now go back, log out again, now type here Sangam and log in again, and you can see that if I click here, so this is the last message, this is the message from Ronak, and if I give here how are you, and if I send here, so this is the latest message from my side. Now let's log out, and then if I type some different user, for example John, and if I log in, so you can see that we are getting please register first. So I'll give here John and then register, go back, and you can see that he will be getting all the messages on the left side, because this is from Sangam, this is from Ronak, and this is from Sangam again. So I'll give here hi John this side, and if I send this one, so he'll be getting the message here. And let's test once again. So if I go here, give Ronak, login, go here, and you can see that this is the last message, and then after that we are having two more messages. So this is actually real time. So this is what we are going to build, and for this one we'll be using React Native Socket IO to create the server side code, and also Socket IO client to implement the same in the client side, and also we'll be using context API to manage any kind of state. Another thing is that if you're coming to my channel for the first time, please give a like and please subscribe to my channel. I'm targeting my first 1000 subscriber, and also my like target for this particular video is 100. And thank you all for your support. So without further wasting any more time, let's get started, and good luck. Alright everyone, so let's get started. So you can see that I created an empty folder here. So here I'm going to create two more folder. So one will be for backend, and another one here, what I'm going to do, we need to create the React Native project. So here I already opened the official doc, and let's go to our guides, and here we'll go to this environment setup, and we are basically going to use Expo. So to create a React Native project, what you need to do, we have to use this npx create expo app, and then the name of the app that we want to give. So I'll just copy this, and we'll go back, and here I'll just open another terminal, and here we are going to create, and we'll give this one name as, let's say, front end. Now this will basically install the React Native project that we need. And another thing is that to run this particular project, we are going to use this emulator. Sorry, let me just show you. This is the emulator that I have already opened. So for this one I am using Android Studio, and if you don't have any idea, I already created some videos in my channel. So there I mentioned in details that how you can run a React Native project in your local machine using this virtual emulator. So you can check that particular video. So what I'm going to do, once this will install all the packages, we are going to basically do npx expo start, and then what we are going to do, we will be basically opening that particular project in this emulator. Now let's go to our backend folder, and here the first thing, I'll open this backend folder in another terminal, and here we will first do npm init. Now here it will basically ask some of the queries, and then what we are going to do, we will be basically installing all the packages that we need from our backend side. So we'll keep it like this. Entry point index.js, this is fine, and git repository will keep it empty. Keyword author, I'll give my name here, you can give your name, and this is fine. So we'll type yes, and this will create a package.json here. Now here we need to basically install all the dependencies that we need. So the first thing we need chords. We also have to install Express, we need NodeMon, and also we need Socket.io, because the same we are going to use in this particular project. So what we will do, we'll do npm install. First we'll do chords, then we need Express, also we need NodeMon, and we have to also install Socket.io. Now this will basically install all the packages. Now once this is done, before that we need to basically do another thing. You can see that this is already completed. So we'll go to our package.json, and here we will add another script, that is the start script. Because we are using NodeMon, so what we can do here, we'll use NodeMon, and then the entry point will be index.js. So I'll keep it like this. So this will be index.js. So here what we have to do, we'll create another file and we'll give the same name, which is index.js. Alright, now here let's quickly create the basic setup. So the first thing what we have to do, we have to basically recur some of the packages that we installed. So we'll start with Express, and this will be recur Express. Then we have to do const app, and you have to trigger this Express. Also we need HTTP. So for this one we are going to do recur HTTP module, and then we are going to use this, we have to do this on outside dot server, and then we'll pass this app. Next we also have to get chords, so we'll do recur chords here, and after that we need to basically define a port. Now for this port we are going to use port 4000. So we'll keep this one in a variable so that it will be basically easy to use. Now next we also need the Socket.io, but for now we'll don't do anything related to Socket.io, because once we'll start working on the front end part, then we'll be adding those code one by one. Now here what we'll do, we'll take this app and we have to do certain things. So the first thing is that we have to use this express dot URL encoded, and here we'll keep the extended as true. Then what we need to do, we have to also we have to do app.use, and this will be express.json, and also we have to use the chords. So here we'll just use these chords and we will trigger this one. That's it. And now what we need to do, we have to basically listen to this particular port, and for this one what we are going to do, we'll do app.get, and here let's use this particular endpoints, will give API and this endpoint, and this get will take a callback method, and here we have to pass the request and response object. Now here whenever we'll be basically creating the code related to Socket.io, we'll be creating all the chat rooms and those things, so that chat rooms we have to pass as a response. But for now we'll just log something here. So let's log this request and response. We'll do those things later. Now this is done. Now what we need to do, we have to listen to this particular port. So based for that we are using this HTTP. So this will be http.listen, and here we have to pass this port that we have created. So this is the port, and this will also take a callback method, and here let's log console.log, and let's give this one as server is listening on this particular port. So we'll take template literals here and we'll pass this port here. That's it. If I now save this, and now let's open, I think we already opened this one here. So you can see that in our package.json we have this start script. So if I now do npm start, let's see what is happening. So you can see that now server is listening to port 4000. So that means the backend is up and running. So that's all about the basic backend structure we need. Now let's do one thing. In the next part, we need to install all the packages for this front end side, or basically the app side, and then we have to create the basic structure. So that we are going to do in the next part. Alright everyone, so now let's do one thing. Let's install all the app related packages that we need. So I'll open another terminal, and here let's install all the packages. So the first, we will start with React navigation, because we have to navigate from one screen to another screen. So for this one, we are going to use this React navigation /native, this package. We also have to use the native stack package. So for this one, we have to do React navigation /native stack. We also have to install this React native safe area context. We will also install React native screens, and also you have to install the socket.io client package, because that we have installed, that is for the backend one, so, or basically the server side package, and this one will be socket.io, and then you have to use this client. Sorry, this will be client, and I think that's it. So if I hit enter, so this should install all the packages in the front end side. Now let's do one thing. Once this is done, let's wait for some time. Alright, now let's go to our package.json and let's see if everything looks fine. Alright, so we are having all the packages. Now what we are going to do, we have to start this particular project. So for this one, we have to use npx expo start. Now this will start this particular package, this particular app. And now here I'll show you one very important point, is that you will get so many options. So you see that here, if you press A, it will open in Android. Now because we already using this Android stimulator, or basically this emulator here, so for this one you have to type A. If you are using, like if you want to use in web, you have to press W. Let's say you are opening in your mobile device. So for this one, what you need to do, you have to install this Expo Go app, and then based on that you have to scan this particular QR code, and it will open in your mobile device. So here I'll type A, and you will see that it will automatically detect this Pixel 3a, this particular device here, and this will open the project here. So let's see. So it is the node modules are basically building. So I'll just minimize and I'll keep it here like this. Let me do like this. Okay, I think this is fine. So let's wait for some time. Once this is done, we'll be able to see our the final output here. So let's go to our app.js, and you'll see that we will be able to see this particular text in the screen. Alright, so you can see that we're seeing the same thing here. Now let's say I want to change something. So this will be like chat application. If I now save this, you can see that the changes are happening here. Alright, so that's all about all the packages that we need. Now what we are going to do, first thing is that we have to create all the screens and all the components. Right now, when we discuss the demo, you'll see that we are having mainly 3 screens. So one will be for the home page, then we have to go to the chat rooms page, where we will be creating all the rooms, and then individual room will be having a message page, where user will be basically typing the message, or they will interact with other users. So mainly we need 3 screens. So here I will create a folder, and I'll give this one as screens. We will also create another folder, and this will be a components folder, and also we need to create a context folder. Sorry, not here. We have to create this one inside this front end. So we'll create a context, because we are going to use context API for our state management. That's it. And also let's create a utils folder. Sorry, not here again. You have to create it inside front end. So this will be utils. Now here in our screens, we will create 3 files. So first one, will give this one as homepage.js. Sorry, this will be JS. Then we will create another, like let's give this one as chat screen.js, and also let's make this one as screen instead of page, and we'll create another one, and this will be our message screen.js. Alright, so now let's quickly create all these component. Let me just close this. So this will be export default function. This will be our home page, and for now we'll just return something here. So let's return view from React Native, and inside this we are going to return text, and we'll give this one as home page. Now let's copy this, we'll go here, we'll paste it. This will be our message screen. I think I've given wrong again. I think this should be screen, not page, and this will be this will be message screen. Now let's copy this, and this will be our chat screen, and also make this one as screen. Awesome. So now we have created our main 3 screens. So now we need to basically implement the navigation. So for this one we have to implement the navigation in this app.js. So that we are going to do in the next part. Let's implement the navigation. So we have already created all the screens. So the first thing is that we have to import all of this, and then we have already installed the React navigation package, the same we are going to use here. So the first thing is that let's import all the screens here. So the first one will be our home screen, and then we have to import the chat screen, and also we have to import the message screen. That's it. Also we have to import all the navigation related components. So the first thing is that in React navigation you have to import the main container wrapper, which basically in React Router DOM is also known as the browser router. So that is actually similar. So in React Native navigation, that basically called navigation container. So that means whenever you will wrap your component or your screens inside of that navigation container, you will be able to access all the properties related to React Native navigation. So the first thing is that you have to import navigation container from React navigation/native. Also, because we are going to use the native stack package, so we have to create all the stacks. So for this one we are going to import this create native stack navigator, and this will be from native stack. That's it. Now here the first thing is that what we need to do, we have to create the stack. So here I'll take a variable, I'll give this one name as stack. We have to keep this s as caps, and here we have to use this create native stack navigator. That's it. Now what we are going to do, the first thing is that we have to wrap all our screen inside this navigation container. So that means we'll take this navigation container, and then we'll just cut it from here, and then we'll paste it here. Now here what we need to do, we have to use this stack, and then you have to use this navigator here, and then inside this we have to create all the screens. So that means you will create all the screens here. That's it. So first we'll start with, so we'll take stack.screen, and then here the first thing is that we have to pass the name. So the name for this one, we'll keep this one as home page. Also you have to pass the component, that which component you want to render here. So we want to render home screen. Let's give this one as screen. Also you can pass some additional option here, so that we'll be discussing in a minute. So let's copy this and we'll paste it 2 more times, and for this one we'll give this one as chat screen, and for this one we'll give this one as message screen, and this will be message screen, and this will be chat screen. That's it. Let's remove this part from here, and I think now let's format this and let's save this, and let's see what exactly we are getting here. I think let me just reload this here. Sometimes you will get some error whenever you will install any particular packages. So that's time first what you can do, you can try reloading this application. If that is also not working, so what you can do, just stop the server here and then again run npx export start. So let's do that. And here what I'm going to do, let's go to the home page and I'll just close this and let's wait for some time. And here now what I'll do, I'll just open this one in Android, so it will automatically detect the same, and let's see what is happening now. Alright everyone, so you can see that now we are getting home screen. So and you can see that we are getting this header here. Now this header, and also this is called the status bar. Now let's say you want to hide this particular header from this screen. So as I already told you, this will take some additional options that you can pass. So here you will pass an option, and in this option you will pass a call that is called header shown. So that means whether you want to show the header or not, and for this one we'll make this one as false. And let's copy this, and also you can also change the title, and here we'll make this one also false. If I now format and save this, and you can see that we are not able to see that. And also let's say we want to hide this status bar. So for this one what we can do, right, but before that let's do another thing, because we are going to implement the context in this particular application. So let's quickly create our global state. So in this context I'll create another file and I'll give this a name as index.js. If you don't have any idea on context, so context is basically used to manage any kind of global state. So whenever you are having some nested components or screen and you want to pass data from one screen to another screen, but you don't have direct connection, so in that case this context can be very helpful. So this basically consists of 3 steps. First you have to create the context, then you have to provide the context value, or basically the states, and then you have to consume the context using use context too. So the first thing is that what we need to do, we have to create the context. So I'll give this one as, let's say, global context. And to create a context we have to use this create context from React, and I'll give a initial value of null. Now here we'll create const, let's do like this, we'll do function, we'll give global state, and now this will receive the children. Children is basically all the nested components or screen in this particular application, and then we'll return this global context, and now this will give us a provider, and then we are going to pass this children here. And at the end what we need to do, we have to do export default, and we have to pass this global state. So this is now your global state. Now to consume this, what we need to do, whatever screens that we have created, we have to wrap this global state, means we have to wrap all the components inside this global state. So I'm going to import the same here. So this will be global state, and then I'm cut it from here, and then I'll paste it here. So now let's save this. So obviously nothing will change, but if we are getting some error because we haven't passed a value property, so for now we'll pass a value property and pass empty object. That's it. Alright, so now this is fine. Now let's go to our app.js. Now you see we have to hide this status bar from here. So to do this one, what we are going to do, we are going to import this status bar. I think it's already there from export status bar. Now here we are going to pass this prop which is hidden, and we'll make this one as true. If I now save this, and you'll see that we're not able to see the same here. Alright, so that's all about this particular. Also let's remove this text and view from here. So that's all about the implementation of the navigation here. So what we have done, we have imported all the screens, and then we created 3 stack screen using this screen component here, and then you have to pass the name. So this name can be helpful whenever we want to navigate from one screen to another screen. We have to pass the component, and if you want to pass some additional option, you can pass it here. So that's all for this part. Now in the next part, what I'm going to do, I will be start working on this home screen. So for that, you can see that we are having a asset folder here. So here I'll just paste one image, and the same image I'll also give in the GitHub repo, so that you can download the same, and you guys can use the same here. So let's do that part in the next part. Alright everyone, so let's start working on the home screen. And also you can see that I just added this image here under this asset folder. So the first thing is that let's remove this text from here, and also we are going to use the style sheet. So I'll create a styles variable, and this will be equal to style sheet dot create, and here we'll give this one as, let's say, main wrapper, and we'll give flex as 1. And for this one we are going to use style, which will be equal to styles dot main wrapper. Let's save this. And now here inside of this, the first thing is that because that will be image background, so we will be using this image background component from React Native, and here we have to also import the image here. So we'll import home image from, we have to go to assets, and then you have to use this home image here. So here what we need to do, we have to pass the source. So for source we will be passing this chat image, basically this home image, and then also you have to pass some style here. So let's do one thing, we'll create another variable here. So let's give this one as image, or we'll give this one as home image, and inside this we will use width as 100%, we will use flex as 2, and we'll use justify content as center, and here we'll use style, which will be equal to styles dot home image. That's it. And let's save this and let's see what we are getting. So you can see that we are getting the image here. That is fine. So now what we are going to do, we will create all the views here. So you can remember in the design we are having here, we will be having some text, and there will be a button that is called get started. On click of that button, we have to basically switch to another view where there will be two buttons, one is register and login, and there will be a text input. Correct? Alright, so for this one what we will do, we'll take a view. Now inside this particular view we'll take style, so we'll create a styles dot, let's create this one as content, and we'll create the same here, and that we are going to create in a minute. So inside this we have to basically check whether this is the get started screen or basically the login screen. So we have to manage some kind of state so that on click of that we will be able to toggle to that particular view. So what I'm going to do, we'll go to our context. So we have to start working on the context side by side. So we'll create a state here. So we'll give this one as so login view, and this will be set so login view. So that means if this is true, we'll show the login screen here, or else we'll show the get started message. And we'll do this one as use state of false, and here we are going to pass this so login view and set so login view. Now let's copy this from here, save this, and here we will do const, we'll paste it here, and this will be equal to use context of global context. Let's save this, and here what I'm going to do, I'll check if this show login view, if this is true, so we'll show that those particular register and login button with the text input, or else we'll show the get started screen. I hope this is clear. Now here what I'm going to do, so for now we'll just keep this one as view here, and here we'll take another view, and inside this what we are going to do, we'll take another view, and inside of this we will take a text, and we'll give this one as enter your user name. Then after this we'll take a text input from React Native, and then we are going to pass some properties. We'll make the autocorrect as false. We will do a placeholder, we'll give this one as enter your username. We will use some style, so for style let's give this one as styles dot login input, and also we have to handle this particular text input. So for this one we'll take another state here, so let's give this one as const current username set current username, which will be equal to use state of empty, and then we'll pass it here and we'll paste it here. Let's format this, and the same we will use here. So we'll just extracting those value from context, and here what we'll do on change text. So here what we will get, we'll get the value, and we'll make this set current user name as this particular value. That means whatever user will be typing here, that's it. And also you have to pass a value property. So for value we'll pass this current username. That's it. Now after this particular view, we will take another view here. So this is for the buttons, and here we will do let's take a pressable property. So this is another property that we can use, or basically component, sorry, not property. And inside this we will take one view, and then we'll take a text, and we'll make this one as register. Let's copy this, we'll paste it here, and we'll make this one as login. That's it. Now here, so this is all about the structure. Now the styling we will be doing in a minute. So that means if the show login view is true, so we are going to show this, or else what we need to do, so basically we have to show that get started screen. So for this one here we will take style, and what we can do, we can give this one as, let's say, styles dot, we'll give this one as info block. So this will be block, and inside this we will take a text, we'll take a text, and we'll give this text here connect, glow, and inspire. Let's copy this, and we'll paste it here, and for this one we'll do connect people around the world for free. That's it. And then we'll just copy this one from here, because the same structure we are going to use, and for this one we'll give this one as get started. Now you can obviously use a button component also, but this pressable is also fine. If I now format this, and now one thing what we need to do here, so you can see that we are having this main content screen here. So we'll copy this, and for this particular content screen we will first make the flex as 1. Now let's save this, and let's see what exactly we are getting. And also we'll make this home image as 3. Okay, now you can see that we are getting all here. Now what we need to do, on click of this, basically we have to navigate to that particular screen, that particular view. So you have to show that register and login. How we can do that? So you can see that we are already having this set so login view. So if I click on this get started button, so we'll make that flag as true. I hope this is clear. So what we can do, we'll do here on press. So we'll do on press, and we'll make this set so login view as true. Now let's save this. I'll see if I click here, so you can see that we are going to the login screen, correct? Alright, so this is fine. So now we need to start working on the styling part. So the first thing is that what we can do, we'll go to this content, we have make this flex as 1, we'll keep the align items as center. Now obviously styling, if you want you can also style whatever you like, but for now I'm just keeping everything very simple so that it will be easy to understand. Then we'll give the justify content as center, we'll make the width as 100%, what else, and we'll give the background color as white. Save this. Alright, so now this is fine. Alright, so now next let's give some classes here, and then based on those classes we are going to write the styling. So the first thing is that for this particular view we'll take a style, and we'll make this one as info block that we have already taken. I think the same we are going to use here also. Then this is for the username and the text input. So for this one what we can do, we can give a style, as we'll make the styles dot what we can give, like login input container. This is fine. Then next what else we are having, we are having a text. So for this one we'll take a style, and we'll make this one a styles dot heading. Then we are having this text input, so we'll take I think we are already having text input here. that this is fine. Then we are having this particular view for the both button, so we'll give this on a style as let's give this on a styles dot what else, like button wrapper. This is fine. Next we are having this pressable component, so for this one we'll take style and we'll make this one styles dot button. That's it. We'll copy this and we'll paste it here, so this will be button text, and the same we can use for this pressable also, so this will be button text. That's it. And let's use the same here also, so we'll paste it here and we'll paste it here also, and we'll make this one as button text. So these all are the classes that we need. So now let's start working on those particular classes one by one. So the first thing is that we'll have info block. So now let's check what info block is. So info block is basically this whole block. So for this one, what we can do, we'll make the width as 100%, and then we'll make the align items as center, and also we'll make the justify content as center. Next we are having the heading. So we are having heading. So for heading we'll make the font size as 28. We'll make the font weight as bold. So this is basically the main heading that we are having. Then what else, we'll make the color we'll make the color as black, and also we can give some margin bottom as 10. Sorry, you have to give this one as number. Let's save this. Awesome. So now also we are having some subheading. Let me check. So here we are having this one, so we'll keep this one style as styles dot heading, and for this one we'll use subheading. So this will be styles dot, let's give this one as subheading. So we'll copy this and we'll paste it here. So for this one we will use a font size of 15. We will use this color. So for this one we will use this color here, AC AC AC, and then we'll use a margin bottom of 15. Let's save this. This is fine. Now next I think we are having the input. So what is the name? So this is the name. So we are having this login input. So we'll copy this, paste it here. So for login input, what we can do, we can do the border radius as 50, then we'll use the border width as 1, and also we will do a padding of 8. Let's save this. Awesome. Now next I think we are having the button. So we'll take the button here, and here what we can do, we'll use this background color. So we'll use this 703 EFE, this is the color. Then we are having a padding of, we'll take this one as 15. We'll do margin vertical as 10. We will use the width as 34% to keep this one inside this, and also we'll do a elevation of 1, and also we will do a border radius of 50. Now let's save this and let's see. Alright, now this is breaking. The reason is we are having a button wrapper. So for button wrapper we have to do the flex direction as row. Let's save this, and then we'll take a gap of like how much, we'll take this one as 10. Awesome. So now this is fine. Now next we are having the button text. So we'll take a button text here, and we'll make the text align as center, and then we will do color as white, and we'll do font weight as bold, and also we'll do a font size of 15. let's save this. Let's see. Awesome. So now this is fine. So let's reload this particular page screen once again, and let's see what exactly we are getting the final result. So this is fine. I can see that we are getting get started. Now if I now click here, it is going to this particular screen. This is fine. So now what we need to do, we have to do quite a few things here. Now the first thing is that we are already having this current username. So now let's say I'm a user and I'm coming here for the first time, because currently we don't have any kind of database or anything so that we will be able to store the users. Currently we'll keep everything in a very simple way. So here, let's say I'm coming here for the first time and I'm typing my name. So I'll be storing everything in the context. So it will check if that particular user is already exist in that array or not. So that means we are everything managing from the client side. We don't have any storage or anything for now. And if the user is not exist, so it will show some kind of alert that you haven't registered, please register. And if the user is already registered, that time if you try to register again, so we will show that you are already registered, please log in. So that functionality we have to do. So for this one we have to manage some kind of state here. So that we are going to do in the next part. So we have to take the following state. So the first thing is that we have to check the current username, and you have to check if that is exist or not, and also you have to keep a track of all the users. So that means we have to create a array here with all the users, and based on that you have to do certain operation here. So that we are going to do in the next part. Alright everyone, so let's start working on that. So I'll go to context, and here I will create two more state. So one will be the current user. Now don't confuse between the username and the current user. So username is the one that will be typing, and this current user we have to keep a track whenever we'll go from one screen to another screen. And this will be set current user, you'll get to know, and we'll make this one as use state of empty. And also we will be taking another one which will be all users, and then this will be set all users, which will be a array. So this will be use state of array. Now here I'll pass all of this. So this will be current user, set current user, then we'll be having all users, and then set all users. Now we will copy this, and then we'll go to our home screen and we'll extract those from the context first. Now what we are going to do, we will create a method here, so which will basically handle the register and the login at once. So we will create a function, we'll give this one as, let's say, handle register and sign in. And here we'll be getting a flag, so this will be is login, so that we need to check it. So here then we'll go to our this button, and here we'll do we'll do here on press, and this will be handle register sign in. So whenever we'll be doing register, so that means login is false, so we'll pass this one as false. Now we'll copy this and we'll paste it here. For login this will be true. That's it. Now let's format these ones. I'll go back here. Now here we need to do quite a few things. So the first thing is that whenever user will be typing, we are already setting that particular username here. You can see that this is the current username. So we have to basically check if the current username is empty or not. So we'll check if the current username dot trim, if this is not empty, then only we are going to see the things. And here else we'll do alert, so that is a component that we are going to import, dot alert, and we'll show something like this: username field is empty. That's it. So now let's do one thing, let's check once. If I now go here, click on register, see, and click on login, also we are getting this username field is empty. This is fine. So now what we need to do, the first thing is that if this is not empty, so we have to check if this is a login we are doing or if this is a register. This is very important. So we'll check here if this is login. If this is true, means this is in the login button, or else this will be in the register. So the first thing what we need to do, if this is not empty, first we have to check the current index. Index means whatever name I'll be typing here, whether that name is already saved in this all user array or not. So that means if the name is already exists, means the user is already logged in previously. So we'll do const index, and this will be equal to all user dot find index. This will be, let's make this one as user. Let's do this on a user item, and we have to check if this user and item is equal to this current username or not. So that means if this is same, that means the user is already registered. So based on that, we'll be able to see that. Now here inside this, what we'll do, whenever we'll do login, now this is very important. When I'll do login here, so I'll check if this index is equal to -1, so that means the user is not exist. So that means they have to register first. So here I will do alert, and here I'll give here please register first. Currently we are doing everything from client side. Whenever you'll be doing, you'll be saving this data in database, and from database you'll be checking whether the user is exist or not. So at the end the concept is exactly same. If I now save this, right, now let's see what is happening. If I go here and I'll give my name here and click on login, see we are getting that please register first. And also once I'll click any of this, I want to close this particular keyboard here. So for this one, what we can do, right, we can use this keyboard from React Native, and there is a method that is called dismiss, so that we can use. So now let's see. So I'll go here, type here, I'll click here, see please register, and this keyboard is now dismissed. So that means when I log in, I will check if the user is not exist, means they have to register first. Else if the user is already exist, so what I'm going to do, I'll do set current user, which will be equal to current username. That's it. So I'm using the current username from this field value. This is the current username I'm setting to the current user. So that's all about the login. Else when it will be for the register, so I have to check if the user is not exist, I have to push that register user into this array, or else I have to show that you are already registered, you have to log in first. So here what I'm going to do, I'll check here if the index is equal to -1, so that means the user is not present, so I have to push that user into this particular array. Or else if the user is already registered, so I will show this alert that you are already registered, please log in. That's it. And here what I'm going to do, I'll do all users dot push, and here I'll push the current username, and then I will do set all users as all users, and also I'll use this set current user as current username. That's it. And now once all of this done, I have to empty this particular field, correct? So for this one, what I'm going to do, so let's do it here, correct? So I'll do set current username as empty, and I think everything is done. If I now format and save this, now let's see what is happening. So first I'll go here, I'll do login. You'll see we are getting please register first, and I'll click OK. So that means I am not registered, I have to register first. If I go here, and also let's do one thing, let's log here all users. If I now save this, so we are getting empty here. So I'll go here, I'll type my name, I'll do registered, we are getting Sangam here. So that means if I give the same name again and try to register, you see you are already registered, please log in. So that means I'm already registered in this particular array, so I have to log in here. So now what will happen, whenever I'm setting this current user, which is my name, so if I now log here this current user, right, so you'll see that we'll be getting my name here. So if the current user is exist or they have registered, I have to go to the next screen, which is the chat room screen. So I have to navigate the user to that particular screen. How we are going to do that, we can obviously do it directly from here, but I think better we'll do like this. We'll use this use effect, and here what I'm going to do, I'll give this current user as a dependency, and I'll check if this current user is not empty. So if this current user dot trim, if this is not equal to empty, what I'm going to do, I have to do navigation dot navigate. Now from where this navigation, so navigation is a prop that we will be receiving, because in this app.js we are using this stack navigator. This navigation container will give us a prop that we will be able to access in each and every component. So that I'm going to use here. So this will be navigation And here what we can do, we'll do navigation dot navigate, and which screen I want to navigate, I want to navigate to chat screen. So this is the name we have given, so the same name we have to use. So I'll go here and then I'll just pass this chat screen. Now let's see what is happening. If I now save this, see, it is going to the chat screen because the name is already exist here. Alright, now I hope this is clear. So what we have done, if the user is not registered, they have to register first. If the user is already registered, they have to log in, and once they will get the current user, it will go to the chat screen. So that's all for this particular video, and that's all about this home screen. And we have to start working on this chat screen, and in this chat screen we will be having this logout button where we'll be going to the home screen again. So that we are going to do in the next part. Let's start working on the chat screen. So now the first thing what we are going to do, we have to create the basic structure, and then there will be a button, and on click of that we have to basically open a model. So in that model we'll be typing the group name, and based on that it will create the group. Alright, so now let's quickly create that. So here I'll just remove this text from here. So we'll keep this one as view. Now I will give the class name for now, and later we'll be creating the styles based on those class name. So the first one will give this one as let's do one thing, let's create the styles first. So styles, which equal to style set dot create, and then this will be our main wrapper, and I'll give this one as styles dot main wrapper. Now inside this we will take another view, and then we will mainly take 3 view here. So first one will be for the top, then we'll be having the middle where we will be showing all the rooms, and then below we'll be having this button to create a new room. So we'll take 3 view here, and style we will give this one as styles dot top container. Copy this, we'll paste it here, same here, and for this one what we can do, we can give this one as list container, and for this one we'll give this one as bottom container. That's it. And on the top we will be showing the username, welcome user, and then there will be your logout button. So for this one what we can do, we'll take view here. Now here we will take a text, and here we will show welcome, and then we'll give the name which is the current user. Now this current user we have to take it from our context. So we'll take this current user, which will be equal to use context of global context. Now let's save this, and let's see what exactly we are getting. We are getting my name here, welcome Sangam, and then here what we'll do, we will take one pressable component, and inside this we are going to import a icon. So the icon that we are going to use, that will be import from, this will be at the rate expo / vector icons, and this is called ant design. Now here we are going to use that particular component, so we'll take ant design, and here we will give the name as logout, and also we'll take a size property as 30, and also we'll give color as black. Let's save this, and let's see what we are getting. Alright, so we are getting the icon here, awesome. Now what we are going to do, for this one we'll take a style here. So we'll do style, which will be equal to styles dot, we'll give this one as header. Let's copy this and we'll paste it here. So for this one we'll give this one as heading, and for this pressable, I think for now this is fine because there should not be any design specifically for this part. So for now I think this is fine. Now let's go to the list container. Now in the list container, what we need to do, we have to basically render the rooms, or basically the chat rooms that we will be creating here. So here what we are going to do, we'll do here rooms that I'll show you all. Let's give this one as all chat rooms and all chat rooms dot length greater than 0. Then we are going to render those, or else this will be null. And here this all chat rooms will be a state that we are going to use from this context. So this will be all chat rooms. We'll copy this, we'll go here, we'll create another here. So this will be all chat rooms, set all chat rooms, which will give this on a use state of empty array, and then we'll pass it here. So this will be all chat rooms and set all chat rooms. That's it. Now here we'll do one thing. We'll basically check if this length is greater than 0. So we are going to use a flat list component, and in this flat list component we are going to pass the data as these all chat rooms, and also you have to render the item. So in this render item we have to create a reusable chat component where basically we will be rendering each and every individual chat room. So here what we are going to do, right, so we'll take an item and here we will create a component. So let's go to our component, we'll create a chat component dot js. Now let's quickly create this. So this will be export default function chat component, and we are going to return view, and then we'll return text, and this will be chat room component. Let's save this, and this component we are going to basically use it here. So we'll import this chat component, and then we'll pass this item as this item, which is basically the individual item. Also we have to pass another property which is keys extractor, and this keys extractor we will basically use the ID for each and every individual room, and I think this is fine. Let's save this. And now next what we need to do, in this bottom container basically we will be having that button where we'll be able to create the basically the room. So here we'll take the pressable, and inside this pressable we'll take a view, and then we'll take a text here, and in this particular text we'll give this one as create new group. And this pressable, let's take some style. So for this one we'll use styles dot button, and for this one we'll use style dot button text. That's it. Let's save this. Now let's see what exactly it is looking. So first I'll give him my name here, and we'll go here. So currently it is coming here, this is fine. And also you don't have any room, so that is the reason you are not able to see any. Now let's quickly create all the styles first. So the first thing is that we are having the main wrapper. So for the main wrapper we will use the background color as this color, and we'll use a flex of 1, and also I think for now this is fine. Alright, so now next what we are having the top container. So we'll take top container here, and for the top container we'll use the background color as white. We will use a height of 70, we'll use width as 100%, also we'll use a padding of 20, we'll use justify content as center, let's use a margin bottom of 15, also we'll use a flex of 0.3. let's save this. Alright, this is fine. Now next what we are having the header of this particular thing. So let me just check. So this header, so we'll copy this, then we'll paste it here. We'll make the flex direction as row. For this one we'll use align items as center, and we'll make the justify content as center. Let's save this. Now this is fine. Alright, now next we are having this I think we are having this user heading. So we'll take this one as heading, and we'll make the font size as 30, and we'll make the font weight as bold, and also we'll do text decoration line as underline. Let's save this. Now this is fine. Now next, what else we are having? Alright, so next we are having the list container. So we'll take this list container, we'll make the flex for this one as, so I'll just discuss why we are doing. So this is all actually calculated. So for this one we'll do 3.4 and we'll do a padding horizontal of 10. Let's save this. Alright, now this is fine. So this will take this much. So this is 3.4, then 0.3, and this is like 0.3. So this is all about the list container. Now what else we are having? So then we are having the bottom container. So again for bottom container we'll take flex as 0.3, then we'll take a padding of 10 here also. This is fine. Now next we are having the button. So we'll take button here, we'll use the same background color that we have used previously, which is 703 EFE. Then we are having padding of 12, then we'll do width as 100%, then we'll take elevation as 1, and we'll do border radius as 50. Let's save this. Alright, so this is fine, but this is something is breaking, so we'll check this one. Now next, what else? We are having button text, so we'll have button text here. So that we haven't used, I think, so we have to use the same. Sorry, so this will be button text. So for button text, what we will use, we'll use text align as center, then we'll use color as white, we'll make the font weight as bold, and we'll use a font size of 20. Let's save this. Awesome. So now this is fine. Now I think that's it. That will be fine. Anything else is left? Alright, now what we need to do here, on click of this particular button, we have to open the model, and in that model we will be having the that input, and there will be two buttons. One is like to create the new group, and one is to cancel. So that we are going to do in the next part. So let's quickly create the model. And one more thing is that for model we are not going to waste much time on the CSS part. So what we are going to do, we'll use this model code from here only in the official doc. If you want to use some advanced level of CSS, obviously you can use, but for now we'll use the same. What I'll do, I'll just copy this from here, and then we'll go here. Let's go to our components, and we'll create another file here. So this will be model.js, and we'll paste it here, and for this one we'll use this one as model, and we'll go here and we'll give this one as model. Now what we need to do, you can see that they're managing some kind of state here. So the first thing is that we are not going to use the state like this, so we'll just copy this line from here. We will go to our context and we'll create the state here, and then we'll pass this here. So this will be model visible, set model visible. We'll save this. Now what we are going to do, we'll take this one from our context. So this will be model visible and set model visible, which will be equal to use context of global context, and we'll cut it from here. That's it. And now what we can do, we'll save this. We will go to our chat screen, and then here let's render the same here. So this will be our model. That's it. Now you'll notice one thing, if I now save this, you'll see that we are getting some errors. So model is already defined. Let me check. Alright, so this let's do one thing. So we'll give this one as new group model instead of the same name, and we'll use the same here. And now we'll just import this one, and we'll remove this part from here. Now this should work. Now let's save this. Now this is fine. What we need to do, let's go to first, we'll go to our page, and here you can see that we are getting this show model, so that we need to configure. So we'll go here, show model, and this part we actually don't need, so we'll just cut it from here and we'll save this. And then what we are going to do, we will check basically if this model visible is true, then only I want to render that, or else not. So we'll copy these two part from here, we'll copy this from here, we'll go to our chat screen, we'll pass it here, and we'll just render here that if this model visible is true, then only render this new group model. Let's save this. Now this is fine. Now what we need to do, we have to make this set model visible as true whenever we'll click on this particular button. So how we are going to do that? That is very simple. So here on this create new group, we'll take on press method and we'll make this set model visible as true. That's it. Now let's save this. Now let's see what is happening. If I click here, so you can see that we are getting this, but there are some issue with this particular style, so that we need to check. I think the issue is coming from this particular view. Let me just remove this view from here. I think then it should work. Okay, so now this is fine. So now here we have to change something. So the first thing is that we are having this text. So here we are going to use a text input. So for this one, let's go to our home screen and we will use the same text input. So we'll copy this and we'll paste it here, and let's copy the class name also. So you'll use the same here. That's it. And what else? I think we have pasted 2 times, is it? Let me just remove it from here. We can also remove this hello world, and also we need 2 button basically. So for this one also we can copy the same structure that we are having for this particular thing. So we'll copy this from here and then we will paste it here. That's it. And then we'll also use the same class name. So we'll copy the button wrapper, button and button text, these 3. So we'll copy from here. See, the main reason I'm not want to spend much time on the CSS part. Now let's format this, and also we'll get this error here. So for now we'll comment out the on press part. Let's save this and let's see. We are getting some error, text input is not defined, so let's import it. Now let's see. Alright, so we'll give my name here, we'll go to register page, we'll create new group, current username is doesn't exist, correct, so that also you have to undo from here. So we'll go here, we'll type Sangam, register, create new group. So you're getting enter username, enter your username is coming here, so we'll give this an enter group name. That's it. So now this is fine. Now let's remove some of the styles. So I think we have to modify some style here. So the first thing is that, so we are having this model view. Alright, so let's comment out this part. Okay, also we don't need these button classes, we'll remove this, and also we are having this width for this button. So let's save this. Now this is fine. So now here we'll go, and then this will be our so this will be add and this will be cancel. And for this one on press, what we need to do, we have to make set model visible as false. That's it. I think this is fine. And for this add one, I think we have to add that new group that we will be creating. Alright everyone, so now I think this model is almost done, so we have to start working on this functionality. So for this one, we'll go to our index and we will create another state here. So this will be current group name, this will be set current group name, which will be equal to use state of empty, and we'll copy this and we will pass it here. Let's save this. We'll go to our model component, and here we are going to use the same from the context. And then what we need to do, we are having this text input, right? So here we'll do this set current group name as this, and the value will be current group name. That's it. And on press we have to add the group name, so we'll create another method here. So let's give this one as handle create new room. That's it. Now we'll create this, so we'll do here function handle create new room, and then basically whatever group name we'll be typing here, the same we will be receiving here. Now that's all for this particular part. And also let's check whether this is working or not. So we'll just log this current group username here, sorry, current group name here. So we'll type my name, we'll do register, we'll go here, type some name here, let's say first, we'll do add, and we are getting first here. And also what we need to do, whenever we'll just close this model, we'll empty this particular value, and also we'll dismiss this keyboard. So these all things we need to do. So the first thing is that what we need to do, we'll make this set model visible, this is as false, we'll do set current group name as empty, and also we'll do keyboard dot dismiss. Let's save this, and now let's check again. Alright, we'll do cancel, we'll create a new group. I think we are already having this value here, so let's give some value. Let's say we'll give second, we'll do add. Now see, it's now closing, the value is now empty, and also keyboard is dismissing. So now what we need to do in this particular create room, we have to now make use of socket. So in socket, that we'll be discussing in the next part, there are some methods that we can use, and based on those methods we have to write our backend logic, and then whatever the group will be creating here, or basically the new room, that room we have to render here. So that we are going to do in the next part. Alright everyone, so now what we need to do next step, whenever we will be creating this new group, the name will be getting here. Based on that we have to create the room, or basically the group, whatever. Let's see that we are having this socket.emit, this method from the client end and client side, and here we need to basically pass the name of this event and then the additional arguments, and then you'll be getting the response back. Now on the server side, if you see that this particular name, based on that we'll be having this method, this is socket.on, it will identify based on this event name, and this arg is basically the additional parameter that we are passing here, which is basically the world. But in our case this will be basically the group name. So what we are going to do, we'll do socket.emit, we'll give a identifier. For example, let's say we'll give create new room or create new group, for example, instead of room. So and then here what we need to pass, this world is basically this group name that we'll be giving here. I hope this is clear. So now we'll go here, and then what we are going to do, in this particular handle create room, we will basically import socket. Now before, what we need to do, we have to configure something. Now because this is a native application, so let me just go to this utils. So here we'll create index.js. Now here we have to basically do a certain things, or else this will not work. Now this is, if you try to use localhost 3000 or localhost 4000, whatever, you will get some error, like let's say network failed. So that is the reason we have to do certain things. So we'll do import platform. This platform is basically will identify whether the current OS is Android or something else. And then what we are going to do, we'll do export const, and this will be our base URL, and we'll check if this platform.os, if this is equal to Android, then we have to use this particular endpoint, or else we are going to use the localhost. So here what we'll do HTTP, and then this will be 10.0.2.2, and then this will be colon 3000. Or else here what we can do, HTTP, and this will be localhost 3000. That's it. So this is one very important point that we have to take care. Now let's save this. Now we'll go to our model component. Now here also we need to import socket, so we have to also configure socket. So for this one we will, I think let's do this one in this index only instead of creating another folder. So what we are going to do, we will import here IO from, sorry, this will be from socket IO client, and this will be IO. That's it. This is a function. Now here what I'm going to do, I will do export const socket, which will be equal to this IO dot connect, and here what we are going to pass, we have to pass the backend port. Now in the backend we are having 4000, so we will copy this particular from here, and then we will use this, sorry, we have to take like this, and then we'll use this 4000. That's it. Now let's save this. So now we are doing both. Now what we can do, we'll go to our model component, and in this model component first we'll import socket, sorry, we have to import socket from utils, and here what we need to do, we'll do socket dot emit. So this is a method, and here we have to give identifier, or basically the event type. All right, now you can see that if you emits an event of the given type with the given data, all handlers of that particular type will be notified. All right, this is at the end is like kind of add listener, and you are having some name, and there is a callback function. All right, so here we are having identified. So let's give this one as create new group. We'll give, and here we have to pass the additional argument, which is basically our current group name. That's it. Now let's save this. Now we have to start working on the backend part. So we'll close everything from here. We'll go to our backend. Let's go to our index. Now here what we need to do, the first thing is that we will be having all the rooms here. So the first thing is we'll take a like variable, and let's give this one as chat groups, something like that. So these will be basically our all the groups, and before that also we need to take the socket IO. So what we'll do, we'll do const socket IO, which will be equal to require, and we have to basically get the socket.io, and here what we are going to do, here we'll pass this HTTP, and then we have to basically whitelist that 3000 port. So for that one, what we can do, we can use these quotes here, and we can basically pass the origin. So you can see that this is the origin, and here we will be using the same. So we'll go here, and this is the one we need to use. So we'll copy this and we'll pass it here, and this will be inside string. That's it. All right, now what we are going to do, so we have already taken this chat group here. So now we will, after this, we have to use the connection, or basically we have to create the connection. So to create a connection, what we need to do, we have to take this socket io dot on, and here we are going to give connection, and this will give us a callback, and here we will be receiving argument. And if I now just do here console.log, and let's take a template literals, and we'll give here socket.id, user is just connected. All right, now what we can do, you remember as I told you that whenever we will be creating all the chat groups, we have to pass the response back. So this is our chat groups. Currently this is empty, this is fine, but at the end what we are going to do, in this particular endpoint we will basically do response.json, and we'll pass these chat groups here, and the same chat groups basically we have to render it here. All right, so now you can see that we are getting this user is just now connected. So I'm actually current user, which is now basically connected here. So now we have almost set up everything. We have to now start working on all the methods that we need to create here. So the first thing is that we have to create our new group. So for this one, what we are going to do, we'll do socket.on, and here again we have to give the identifier. Now here if I now go to this model, you can see that this is the identifier. So this is our create new group. So the same name we'll be using here. So this is create new group. Now this will give us the current name, current group name, basically that we are passing from here. This is the current group name, and based on that we can do certain operation. So now let's do one thing. Let's log this current group name. Let's save this. And now if I just go here and type, let's say first, do here add, see first we are receiving here So current group name we are getting here, correct? So what we can do, we can basically do something like that. We can create a we can push this current group name into this chat groups. So what we can do, we can do like this. We'll do chat groups dot unzipped, and here we can pass some ID. So what we can do, we can take this chat groups dot length +1 as ID, and also we'll pass this the current group name, and also in this particular group there will be some messages, or basically the individual messages. So this one will keep this one as empty. That's all. So that means whatever name we are getting here, based on that we are adding, or basically adding that particular group name in this particular array, and at the end we are passing these chat groups in the response. Now let's save this. Now what we are going to do, to extract all the groups, we'll create another method here. So what we can do here, we can do socket dot on, and let's give this one identifier as get all groups, and this will give us a callback method. And here what we can do, we have to basically emit all the group names. So we'll do socket dot emit. So emit is another method, and here we'll give this one as group list, and we'll pass these chat groups. And the same emit we have to do here also, because when we will be adding a particular chat group, and then we have to get the or basically we have to get the updated list here. So for this one also you have to emit it here. Now let's save this. So now this is done. So now what we need to do, let's say if we once we click here, we want to render the value here. So we have to go to our chat component, and then on use effect, or basically whenever this screen will be getting loaded, we have to extract these chat groups. So let's do that part. Alright, so first what we can do, let me just format this, and we'll go here, we'll do use effect, and we have to import socket. So first we'll do import socket from utils. We'll pass this socket as a dependency, and here what we are going to do, we'll do socket dot emit, and if you see here in the backend we are having this particular get all groups. So this method we are triggering here. So this will be get all groups, and then what we are going to do, we'll do socket dot on, and here if I now just show you, so you can see that we are having this group list. So we'll call this group list here. So this group list will give us all the groups, and based on that we can do something. For example, let's say we want to save this group list into our state. So that we can do, I think we are already having this all chat rooms that we have given in the context. So we are having this set all chat rooms. So this one we can extract from here, and then if I now log these groups, and let's see what exactly we are getting. So first this is empty. If I now go here, click our first room, click here add, see now we are getting current group name first room ID 1 and message are empty because we don't have any message. That means we are getting the groups here. So what we can do, we can do set all chat rooms or groups whatever, and we can pass these groups. That's it. Now let's save this. We are getting some error, cannot read the property of ID of undefined. So I think this one we are getting in this here, I think. Let me just check. I think there are some error. Let me just check. I think the error is coming from here only. Oh, I think this should not be an object. This is the single item, so I think this should work now. Let me just check. So we'll give some name here to register. So we are getting the chat room component here. If I create a new group, let's say third group, click on add, and we are getting the updated value here. This is fine. So now what we need to do, we have to start working on this chat component. So for each and individual chat we have to render all the information here, and we are already passing the single item. So let's go to our chat component, and here we'll be getting this item as a prop, and here let's remove this part from here. Alright, so the first thing is that each and every item will be a pressable component. So on click of that you have to go to the messages screen. So what we are going to do, instead of this we will be using pressable, And for this one we will use some style again, so we'll use style. Let me just create the styles here. This will be style sheet dot create, and here we'll do styles dot chat, and also we have to give some handler here that we are going to do in a minute. Inside of this we'll take a view. I think view we already imported, and inside this we are going to import font awesome from, so this will from @expo/expo vector icons. Sorry, this will be vector icons, that's it, and this will be font awesome. So we'll copy this, we will use here, and here let's give the name as group. We'll give a size of 24, and also we'll use the color as black. That's it. For this one we'll take another style, so this will be styles dot circle. Let's format this. So that's all about it. Now here we'll take another view, and for this one we'll take styles dot right container we'll give, and then inside this what we'll do, we'll take another view and we'll take a text here. For this one we have to render item dot name. Awesome. Now here what we need to do, we have to render the last seen message. So for this one we'll create another so let me just go to our context file, and we'll create another state here. So we'll give this a const messages comma set messages, which will be equal to use state of empty object, and we are going to pass this one here. Save this. We'll go to our this component, and then we are going to first do const. We'll take these two from use context of global context, and then what we are going to do, basically we have to set these messages that we are going to receive. So we'll take here use effect. You can also use layout effect, but this is also fine. And here we'll do set messages as this item dot messages. So the item is messages means for each and every chat group you will be having the corresponding messages. So we want to render the last seen message. So what we can do, we can do here item dot messages of item dot messages dot length -1. That's it. Now what we can do here, after this name we have to render the message. So we'll do here text, and here we will check if messages and text, if this is exist, then we want to do messages dot text, or else we'll just show here tap to start messaging. That's it. And also let's give some style. So for this one we'll use styles dot message, and for this name we'll use let's give this one as styles dot username. That's it. Now what we need to do, so after this particular view we will take another view here, and here we'll take another text. So for style we will use styles dot time, so you have to render the time here, and again we'll check the same thing, if messages dot time, if this is exist we'll do messages dot time, or else we'll just show now. So now let's format all of this and let's start working on the styling. So the first thing is that we are having the chat, so we'll take chat here and we'll use width as 100%. We'll use flex direction as row. We'll use align items as center. We'll use border radius as 5. We'll use a padding of 10. We'll use background color as white, and we'll use some height of, let's use this 80, and also we'll use a margin bottom of 10. That's it. Now next, what else? I think we are having the username. So we are having username. For username, we'll use a font size of 18, margin bottom of 5, and we'll use a font weight of bold. That's it. Alright, now next we are having message. For message, what we can do, we will use a font size of 14 px, or basically 14, and we'll give opacity of 0.8. Now next we are having the right container. So for right container, we will be using the flex direction as row. Then we are having justify content as space between, and also we'll use a flex of 1. Now next we are having the time. So for time, we will use opacity 0.6, and I think that's it. Anything else left? No, I think this is fine. So now let's check. I think there are some bold is not exist. Alright, so this will be in a string. So now let's do one thing. Let's give here some name. So we'll give some John. We'll do register. We'll go here, and you can see that now we are getting, and we are getting tap to start messaging, and this is fine. Alright, but the group username is not coming here. So let me just check. So what we have given here, we are having id current. Alright, so this will be current group name dot name. This is fine. Now let's save this. Alright, so we are getting this, and also you have to create the circle style here. So we'll do here, go here, and we'll do circle. We'll do width as 50. We'll do border radius as 50. We'll do height as 50, and we'll do align items center. We'll do justify content as center, and we will use some border width as 2, and also we'll use a margin right of 10. Now let's format this. Let's save this. Awesome. So now this is fine. So now let's create a new group here. So I'll give here like fourth. So if I do add here, so the fourth group is coming here. So now what we need to do, on click of each and every group, we need to navigate to the message screen, because this is the group screen. On click of that, it will go to the messages interface. So for this one, what we can do, you're having this placeable, right? So we'll do on place, and here we will create this handle navigate to message screen. Let's copy this, and then we'll create this one. And what we need to do here now, obviously we'll receive this navigation, or like we can also use a hook. So that we are going to use, so that you will get both ideas. Either you can use this navigation as a prop, or we can directly use like this. So we'll take a navigation here, and this will be equal to use navigation. So this is a hook that we can use, and this we have to import. So we'll do import, and we have to do use, sorry, where I am doing here, you have to do here. So this will be import use navigation from, and you have to do it from React navigation / native. That's it. And here what we can do, we can do here navigation dot navigate, and sorry, you have to do a navigation dot navigate, and inside this we have to pass the screen that where we want to navigate. So we want to navigate to the messages screen. So we'll go here, we are having this messages screen, we'll pass it here, and also we want to pass some additional state. So what we want to pass, we want to pass the current group name, which is equal to item dot current group name, and also we want to pass the ID. So we are having ID, which will be equal to item dot ID. That's it. Now let's format this, let's save this. So now let's see what is happening. If I click here, it is going to the messages screen. If I click here, it is going there, and everything is working fine. Now we also have to start working on the logout button. So on click of logout, we have to navigate to the home page. So that we are going to do in the next part. Alright everyone, so first let's implement this logout functionality. After that we'll be start working on this messages screen. So for this one we'll have to go to the chat screen, and here we are having this thing here. So we'll do on press, and here we'll do handle logout, and here what we can do, first thing, this will be handle logout. So the first thing is that we have to do set current user. So that I think we have to import it from here. Let me just take it from here. Let me close this. So we will go to our context, and then we are going current user. So this we are going to extract from here, and this will be set current user, which will be empty. And also what we can do from here, we are having this set so login flow. So this also you have to make it false. So this I will also take it from here, and we'll do set so login flow. This is as false. If I now format this, and now next thing what we need to do, when the current user will be empty, so that means we will navigate to the home page. How we are going to do that? So that is very simple. Take use effect, and we'll give this current user as dependency, and we'll check if this current user dot trim, if this is equal to empty. So we want to navigate, we have to take this navigation from these props. So this will be navigation dot navigate, and we'll go to the home screen. That's it. So now let's format this, let's save this, let's see what is happening. If I click here, see, now it is going here. Click here, let's give my name here. If I do here login, so I have to register first. So obviously I'll do, let's say, register. If I do register here, so it's going back. Now we are getting here. So now this is fine. So now if I click here, it is going to the messages screen. So now what will be the next step? Here basically we have to start working. So in the message screen we will be having some kind of text input, and then we have to render all the messages here. So let's start working on that part. Alright, so first let's create the basic structure in this message screen, or basically in this component. So I'll close everything else here. Now here what we can do, let's create the styles first. So this will be styles, which equal to style set dot create. So this for this one we'll give style, which will be equal to styles dot, what we can do, we can give this one as wrapper, and then we'll remove this part from here, and then we'll take another view, and then here what we can do, we can take another style here, and for this one we'll give styles dot inner wrapper. So those things we are going to create in a minute. Now here what we need to do, in this messages screen we have to render all the messages, correct, for all the users. So for this one we'll go to our context, and we'll create another. These messages is basically the last seen message in this particular page. Alright, and here we have to render all the messages. So this will be const all chat messages set all chat messages. This will be equal to, we'll take use state of array, and then we are going to pass it in our context. Alright, then we'll just take this one here. So we'll do const messages equal to use context of global context. Now here in this inner wrapper, what we need to check, if this all chat messages and an all chat messages of 0th element is exist, then we are going to render, or else this will be empty. Now here what we are going to render, we will render a flat list component obviously, and here the first thing what we need to do, we have to pass this data, which will be equal to all chat messages, and then there will be a render item. Now in this render item, what we need to do, we will create another reusable component just like this chat component. So I'll quickly create a component here. So let's give this one as message component dot js, and this will be export default function message component, and here we'll return some view for now, and we'll return some text, and we'll give this one as message component. Now this component we are going to render here, so this will be message component. That's it. Now here we will be passing the item which will be equal to this item, and also you will be passing the current user, so which will be current user that we are going to render from our context. So in our context we are already having this current user, right? So this one will just extract this. You will understand why we need this. And also for keys extractor we will take item and we'll pass this item.id. That's it. So this is all about the inner wrapper, or basically all the messages wrapper. Then we have to create the input where user will be typing the message. So we'll take another view and we'll give this one as style. We'll give this one as styles dot message input container. Alright, now here we'll take another text input, and then we will pass the following style. So for style we'll give this one as, for example, styles dot message input. Then also you have to take the on change. So for on change in this context we again have to take another state, which will be our current chat message set current chat message, which will be equal to use state of empty, and we'll copy this and we'll pass it here, and the same we will receiving here. Alright, so for on change what we need to do, for the first thing is that value we need to give the current chat message, and for on change text we'll get the value here. And here what we can do, we can make this set current chat message as this value. That's it. And we'll have some placeholder, we'll give this one as enter your message. That's it. Next we will take a pressable here. Inside this we'll take a view, and then we'll be having a text, and here we'll pass this send button, and for this one we'll take a style for the pressable, and we'll keep this on a styles dot button. That's it. And for this one we will take a style, and we'll keep this on a style dot button text. That's it. So now let's start working on the style. So the first thing is that we are having wrapper. So we are having wrapper, and for wrapper we'll do flex as 1, and we'll do background color as the same color that we have used in the previous screen. That's it. And I think the same also we can use for the next one. I think for this inner wrapper also the same we can use. The only difference is that we have to add some padding for this one. So let's do one thing. We will do like this. We'll pass this style dot wrapper, and here we'll pass this padding vertical will pass as 15, and also we'll pass a padding horizontal will pass as 10. That's it. Then we are having the next we are having message input container. So we'll take this one. So this will be message input container. We'll take the width as 100%. Then we'll take background color as white for this one, and we'll take a padding vertical as 30. Then we'll take padding horizontal as 15. Then we are having justify content as center, and we'll make the flex direction as row for this one. That's it. Now next we are having message input. So we'll take message input, and for this one what we can do, we can take a border width of 1, we'll do padding of 15, and we'll do flex as 1, we'll do border radius as 50, and we'll do margin right as 10. That's it. And then I think we are having another one, which is the button. So for this one we will take button here, and for this button we'll make the width as 30%. Then we'll take background color, the same one that we are using in this application 703EFE. Then we are having border radius, we'll make this one as 2. Then we'll take some align items, which will be center. Then we are having justify content as center, and also we'll do border radius as 50. I think we are using border radius here also. Let me just remove this. Okay, next what else we are having? We are having button text. So for button text, what we can do, we can take this color, we'll make the color as white only, and we'll make a font size as 20. So now let's format all of this and save this. Let's see what is coming. Alright, so first I'll just give my name here, register, we'll click here, and we're getting the result here. Awesome, this is fine. So now what we need to do, on click of this submit, we have to basically handle or add the new message for this particular group, because for each and every individual group we have to handle that. So for this one we'll do here on place, and we'll keep this on a handle add new message. So we'll copy this, we'll go here and we'll do function handle add new message. And here what we need to do, the first thing is that we have to create a time. So to create a time, what we can do, we can take time here, time data, and here we need to get the hour, and also you have to get the minutes. So for this hour, what we can do, we can take this one as new date, and then we can check if this get hour, if this less than 10, that means this is of single digit. So we'll take template literals and we'll just append this 0, and then we'll pass the value whatever we are having currently. So that means we are checking if the current value is less than 10, and we'll pass the same here. That's it. And if nothing else, then we'll just use the same. We'll not append anything here. That's it. And same for minutes also we can do. So we'll copy this, we'll pass it here, we'll do minutes. So only difference is this will be get minutes. That's it. So we'll copy this, we'll paste it here, and I think this is done. So this is all about the time data we need. And then what we can do, we can check if the current user, if this is true. So we have to basically create that particular emit method so that we'll be able to pass that particular data from here to socket, and socket will basically add that particular message into that particular group. Because for each, and let's say I'm clicking on this third group, whatever I will be typing here, I have to keep a track of these particular messages under that particular third group. So for this one, what we need to do, we have to do socket. So the first thing is, let me just import socket. So we'll do import socket from, and we have to go to our utils and index. That's it. So here what we need to do, we have to do socket dot emit, and here we need to pass an identifier. So we'll pass this one as new chat message, and here we will be passing the properties. So the first thing what we need to pass here, we have to pass the current chat message. Also we have to pass the group ID, or basically the group identifier. That means the message that I am doing under which group. So we'll give this one as group identifier, which will be equal to the ID that we will be receiving. So if I now just go to our chat screen, and we'll see that let me just check. not chat screen, I think chat component. So you can see that we are passing this current group name and the current the group ID here that we are getting. So this one we will be able to extract here, but how we are going to do that? So for this one, this message screen will receive this navigation prop, and also it will receive the route prop. So from this route we will be able to extract the params. So here what we can do, we'll just basically extract this current group name, and also let's make this one as current group ID so that it will be easy to understand. So this will be current group ID. Copy this and we'll pass it here, and this will be equal to route dot params. That's it. So now what we can do here in this group identifier, we can pass the current group ID, and also we have to pass the current user, and also you have to pass the time data. That's it. So these all are the messages that we need. Current user, why we need? Because let's say my name is Sangam and I'm typing something here. Next time some other user will come, so that time we need to check that whether the user that is typing the previous user or like that is a different user. So that is the reason we need the current user for this particular message. And after this, what we can do, we can make this set current chat message as empty, and also we can make keyboard dot dismiss. That's it. Now this is all about the client side. So we are emitting this particular method here from the socket from the client side. We have to handle the same in the backend. So let's go to our backend. Now here we have to do quite a few things. So the first thing is that whenever we will be clicking on any particular group, that means we have to find that particular group from the list of groups. So we are having all the chat groups. So now if I now go back, so we are having 4. Now if I click here, I have to find this particular group. So that means in this backend I have to create another method here. So here let's do one thing. So we are creating this new group. After that we will create another one. So this will be socket dot on, and here I will do, for example, find group. Now this will find the group based on the ID of that particular group. Alright, now here what we can do here const filtered group, which will be equal to chat group dot filter. This will be item, and what we are having item dot ID. That means we are checking based on this ID that we are shifting here, which is equal to this ID that will be passing. So this will basically filter the group, and based on that what we can do, we can trigger a method which will be socket dot emit, and this will be our found group that we basically got, and here this will be the result, and here we'll get the messages. So that means if I get this particular group, in this group I'll be having these messages. So this will be of array. So taking the first object, and then because we are doing the filter, right, so you have to do filter group of 0 or dot messages. That's it. So that means whenever I'll find the group, it will give me the messages back for that particular group. So this is one, and next you can see that we are emitting this particular new chat message here. So this also we have to handle here. So what we can do, we can create another socket dot on, and here we'll get this identifier which will be new chat message. We'll pass it here, and in this new chat message we are getting the data. So this data is basically this data we are passing here. Now here what we can do, the first thing is that we have to destructure some of the things. So we'll do from here. So we'll get the current chat message, we'll get the group identifier, we'll get the current user, and also we'll get the time data. I think these caps, yes. So these will be getting from our data. That's it. So now what we need to do, the first thing is that we have to basically find that particular current room, or basically current group, based on this group identifier. So let's do one thing. So this will be const, we can do like this one. So you can copy this, you can paste it here, and this will be equal to this group identifier. So that means we are getting the filtered group, and then what we can do a const new message which equal to, we have to create some ID for each and every individual message. So what we can do like this. We can generate some we can basically create a function here that will create a unique identifier. So let's do something like create unique, we'll create unique ID, and here let's quickly create this. So let's do like this function create unique ID, and this will basically return math dot random, and we'll do toString of 20, and then we'll do substring of 2,10. Now this will create a unique ID, so the same we can basically use here. And then we have to basically pass a text is equal to this current chat message that user is typing. We'll pass the current user, and also we'll pass the time which we will be able to extract. So the first thing we'll take template literals, and here we'll do time data dot hour. You remember we are having hour here, and then we can take time data dot minutes. That's it. Alright, now next what we need to do, we are having this filter group here. Now in this filter group I need to emit this particular group message that I am currently doing. Now this is a little bit tricky part. So what we can do right here, we can take a socket.to, so this is another method, and here we are having this filtered group of 0 dot, you can see that we are having this current group name. So we'll take this current group name, and here what we can do, we can emit here another identifier. Let's give this one as group, what we can do, like let's give this one as group message, and this new message we can basically pass here. That's it. And then what we can do, we can basically push this particular message into this messages array of that particular group. So what we can do, we can take this filter group of 0 dot messages dot push, and then we can push this new message. I know this part is little bit tricky, but this is very easy to understand. So whatever we are typing here, we are identifying that particular group, and then in that group we are basically pushing these particular messages, the new message that I am typing. I think that's it. Alright, now next what we need to do, we have to emit the group list. So I think we are already having this particular, so we'll copy this from here and we'll pass it here. So this group list will be basically all the chat groups that we are basically having. And then after that what we need to do, we also have to emit. So we'll do socket.emit, and here we are having, if you see, we are having this found group. So we'll call this found group and we'll pass the corresponding messages of that particular group. So what we can do here, filter group of 0 dot messages. That's it. And I think this is done. And now what we need to do, so let me just save all of this first. Alright, so now whenever we will be typing here, we have to basically extract that particular message, and the same we have to render here. But how we are going to do that? So that part we'll be doing in the next part of this particular series. Alright everyone, so I think we have almost completed most of the part. We are creating new message, and based on that we are triggering this group list and the found group, this particular event type here. What we need to do, whenever we'll be typing here, the same messages you have to extract and you have to render here. Alright, so what will be our next step? We are already adding that particular message in the backend. So now we have to basically find that particular room, and based on that room, if I now go to our backend code, you can see that we are finding that group, and based on that we are basically emitting this event type which will return all the messages to that for that particular group. So we'll do one thing, we'll do use effect here, and then we will take the socket as dependency, and we'll do here socket.emit. So this will emit that particular group that the particular event type that we have created, which is find group, and we have to pass the current group ID, because in this find group we are passing the ID. So this is first step, and then this will do socket.on, this will found group, and then here what we need to do, this will basically give us all the chat message, all chats, and here let's log this and let's see what we are getting. If I now save this and let's see what we are getting, cannot read property of emit of undefined. Okay, so oh, this is not default export, it should be like this. Okay, so now let's see. So I'll go here, type my name here. Okay, so I have to register first. I'll register, create new group, so I'll give some name here, and I'll go here, I'll type hello, send this one, and you can see that we are getting the messages here. This is fine. And if I type, let's say hi, and send this, okay, we are triggering this one multiple times. I got the reason. So maybe we'll do like this, we'll take use layout effect, and here we'll trigger this. This is getting triggered multiple times, and here we'll call this find group, and then we'll check. So now let's say I'll type something hello world. If I send this, now we are getting hello world here and the updated message. This is fine. So now what we can do, whatever chats we are getting here, we'll do set all chat messages as these all chats. That's it. Now let's save this. Now you're getting 3 message. If I type the fourth message and send this, we are getting the same here. I think this should also work. Let me just check. I think we don't need this use layout effect. Maybe I was not able to see the length of messages because this is happening very fast, right? So let me just check. Let's say I'll type here 5th message, and if I send this, and we are getting the same here. This is working fine. I think we can also keep use effect only because this will work. At the end we have to find that group, and then based on that group it will return the messages. That's it. So now what we need to do, we have almost completed everything. So the only thing that is left, we have to basically work on this message component, because currently this is like a static text that we are showing here. So here we are already passing some prop, and the same prop we will be basically able to receive here. Let me close everything else. From here we'll go to message screen, and I think we are passing current user and item. So we'll copy this, so we'll extract the current user, also we'll get the item here, and then I'll remove this part from here. So the first thing is that what we need to check, the current user status. So we'll check if this item.user, if this is not equal to current user. So that means if this is true, so that means the previous user is not same as the current user. So this is the reason we have to check this. And now what we can do here, we can take some style, and in this style what we can do, we can check if this current user status, if this is true, we will not show anything. If this is false, that means both the users are different, so we'll show the messages on the right side to differentiate. So this will be flex end. That's it. And now what we can do here, also we have to do something. So let me just check what is coming in this current user status. So this is coming as true. This is fine. So now what we need to do here, we'll take another view, and inside this particular view we'll take another view, and then here we'll take another view, and we'll return text, and in this particular text you have to render item.text. So we are getting all the messages here. This is fine. And also what we need to do here, we can take another text here, and we have to render item.time. Awesome. So now we are getting the message and everything else. Now we'll create the style. So this will become styles, which will be equal to styleset dot create, and here first let's give all the like the class name first. So for this style we will use styles dot message item wrapper. I think this is fine. Let's copy this. For the next one we'll give this one as message item inner wrapper. Then we are having another one, So for this one is message item we will give, and for the text we will give message item text. That's it. And for this one we'll give message time. Alright, so the first we'll start with message item wrapper, which is basically this one. So for this one what we can do, we can give max width as 50%, and also we'll give a margin bottom of 15. This is fine. Now next, what else we are having? We are having this message item inner wrapper. So we'll copy this, paste it here. So for message item inner wrapper we'll do flex direction as row, and also here what we can do, we'll do align items as center. Next we are having message item. So let's copy this, we'll do message item. So for message item we'll do width as 100%, we'll do background color as white, then we'll do a padding of 20, we'll do a border radius of 10, and also we'll do margin bottom of 2. I think that's it. And now we are having also message item text. So let's copy this. So for message item text, I think for this one we can give conditionally, because we have to check if this current user status. So we can remove this part from here. And for the message time, we'll just give a margin what we can give, margin left we can give, or let's keep it like this for now. We'll check how this is looking. So first thing is that let's check for this one. For this text we can check if this current user status, if this is true, so we'll use something, or else this. So for this one we'll use color as black, or else we'll use color as this one. I think I already noted it down, let me check. So this is E5C1FE. so this is one. And then we are having the message item. So I think for message item we are having the same, but we have to give some condition. So what we can do here, right? So for this one we can check if this current user status, if this is true, so we'll use the same, or else here what we can do, we can take the same and we can basically give some different background color. So for this one we are using this color that we are using 703EFE. That's it. And now let's format all of this, let's save this, let's see how this is coming. Okay, now this is fine, but let's give some margin left. So that is the reason I've taken this one. So this will be message time, and we'll take margin left as 10. Awesome. So now you can see that this is the same user. So I'll type here hi Sangam, I'll send here. So you're getting hi Sangam here. I'll go back, I'll log out, I'll type some new name, let's say John, I'll register, I'll go here. So this is the last one. Now I give hi John. If I send now, alright, there is some problem. I think some problem is happening here, because the last user was Sangam but this is John. Let me just log this item here and let's see what is coming. So current user, oh see, this will be current user, not user. If I now save this, now let's see. Awesome, now this is coming on this side. So, alright, so now let's say if I now go back and log out again, and let's say I'll give my name here and log in, go here, you'll see these all are my messages, and this is the last message by John. So I'll say hey John, I am good. I'll send this, and you can see that we are getting hey John, I'm good. So if I now go back, log out, and I'll give John here, let's log in, and if I see here, you can see that we are getting message hey John, I'm good, and this is working fine. And now let's do one thing, let's create a new group. So let's say I'll give this one as React.js. If I add here, so you're getting a new group here, go here, hi all from John, send this one, go back, log out, and let's create another user. So for example, Ria. If I register and let's go here, now you see all the messages will be left side because these all are the messages for Sangam and John. So I'll give this one a hi Priya. Hi, this is Priya. If I now send this, so we'll be getting the message here, hi, this is Priya. If I now go back, go here and also type here hello Priya, this side. Let's send this, and if I now go back, let's log out, log in again, give John here, and if I go here, right, so you can see that we are getting, this is my message and this is from Priya. Same will be here also, hi, this is Priya, and this is working fine. Hey everyone, I think we've almost completed most of the things, but what I notice is that if you see, this message is coming same for all of that, and for this one I remember we have maintained this particular state. So instead of again saving this one in a particular state, what we can do, we are already setting all the messages corresponding to that particular group. So what we can do, we can directly render the same here. So let me just remove this part from here, and also we don't need this one. We will go to our context, and also we can remove these messages and set messages, and we can remove this part from here also. Now here what we can do, right, we can basically copy this, and we can go here, we can check if this item and item dot messages and item dot messages dot length, if this is true, then we'll remove this part from here, and then we'll just directly render dot text, and the same we can do here also. So we will copy this part from here and we'll paste it here, and this will be dot time. Now let's save this and let's see, and you can see that now we are getting the last message. So let's test everything else. So we'll go back, and if I give my name here and if I log in, so it's asking for register first, so we are doing for the first time, so we'll do registered. We're getting all the groups, and now let's say we'll go here and we'll type like hi Priya. If I send this, so we are getting this message here. If I now go back, you can see that we are getting the last message here, and I think now everything is almost completed. Alright everyone, so I think now that's all for this particular video. If you like this video, give a like, comment down, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, good luck and peace.